Welcome back, everyone. Hope you are enjoying your weekend. There is a spoiler alert warning for this video, although you might have already seen it by now, but just in case you haven't, there's a spoiler alert warning for Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Even though the movie's not out yet, there has been somewhat of a spoiler released in a TV spot, or revealed in a TV spot. So, spoiler alert, just one last time before I get into the details. Okay, so in a recent TV spot for Shazam! Fury of the Gods that comes out later on this week, towards the weekend, there is a big cameo appearance at the end of the TV spot. And even though there was rumor and recent talk about this cameo appearance, which I have covered in the past couple videos and a short as well that I kind of clarified about that rumor, they actually show Wonder Woman in the TV spot. And not just like from a distance or like a quick blurry, shot that is like, maybe it's her. No, they start off showing a shot at the bottom, of her boots from the back. And then you actually see her, she turns around and she speaks. She's talking to the Shazam family. And I think, I'm not going to play the clip for a couple of reasons. First of all, to avoid a copyright issue, and also to avoid people who haven't seen it. If you don't want to see it, I'm not going to put it in the video. I don't want to spoil that for people. So she does have a little interaction in the actual TV spot, which obviously suggests that she's going to be in at least a scene in Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Now, just to backtrack a little bit on what was being said recently about Wonder Woman, it was being said after some of the reviews started coming out online that there was a fake Wonder Woman cameo or like a stand-in type of cameo. It wasn't Gal Gadot. And then I even brought it up in a video as well. And I was like, oh my God, here we go again. It's the same thing that happened, with the first Shazam movie. But no, I later on got clarification from some people that it's not just a faceless Wonder Woman cameo. It's part of an ongoing joke in the movie that there's a fake Wonder Woman and then there's the real Wonder Woman. Obviously, don't have much context for that yet because we haven't seen it publicly, the fans. But that was kind of clarified for me, which is why I posted the short to clarify what I had said in the previous video. And so, I guess we could already kind of assume that she was going to be in the movie. But I definitely did not expect them to actually show her in a TV spot or in a trailer. It's not even a full-length trailer. It's a TV spot. There was a shot in the full-length trailer that showed kind of a very little section, like a back of the hair arm type of shot that looked like it could be Wonder Woman. But it was not made so obvious. Like, it just kind of makes you speculate and wonder if it's her. It's not, oh, look, here she is, face in the camera and speaking. It was just to make like a little tease, which I think a lot of us, or people that I saw on social media, were pretty surprised that they actually put such an obvious cameo appearance in the TV spot so close to release. The movie comes out in a few days, and that is just something I feel like they could have just held on to and not put in a trailer or a TV spot. A tease, I guess, is fine, like the first one. It makes you wonder, it makes you think that it might be her. Or just a blurry shot of the boots, or something fast, like you can't completely tell. It's not super obvious. David Sandberg, the director, also tweeted about it, saying that there was, some spoilers some spoilers are out there now. For the movie, and if you want to avoid that, you're gonna have to stay off the internet and don't be watching any type of TV that has ads, which is pretty, that's hard for most people to avoid. If you watch anything that has ads, YouTube, any kind of streaming service regular cable, live TV, if you're on social media has ads as well. Even if you're not actively looking for that kind of stuff, or you're not keeping up with it on social media, Twitter or something, it's pretty hard to avoid those kind of things, especially in TV spots. Like, you could just happen to see it without even trying to or wanting to. And I think like, kind of what I interpreted from the director is that, like, he wouldn't have chose to put that in a TV spot if it were up to him. Some people in the replies were saying, like, you know, it made me more excited to watch the movie and this and that. So he's like, well, okay, I guess at least if it's working to make people want to watch the movie, then it's fine. But those are kind of things that you want to keep. You want to leave some stuff to the imagination or some stuff as a surprise. Like, you don't want everything to just be put out there, especially right before the movie comes out. Like, it's only a few days away. So that, you know, I feel kind of bad that maybe he probably didn't want to have that. It wasn't up to him to include that in an ad. Another reaction that I've seen a lot of people expressing is, why is Wonder Woman in the movie? Not that people don't want to see her. Like, I want to see her as many times as we can on screen before this reboot happens in the DC universe and we don't have Gal Gadot anymore, because no matter what James Gunn or whatever they try to say that there's still a possibility, I'm not going to expect that she's going to actually continue in the new universe. Like, I just don't think I think there's a much higher possibility of her not continuing, just like Ben and Henry are not. I want to see her this year, these movies that are coming out, you know, and The Flash will be the next one that comes out in the summer after Shazam. Those are our last, like, what I think our last chances are to actually see her. So I do want to see her on screen. I absolutely love her in the role, and it's going to be sad if we don't see her anymore. So as Wonder Woman, so I do want to see her again. But some people are kind of thinking, like, what, like, of all of the other characters, like, why is it Wonder Woman in the movie? Like, it would make a little bit more sense for it to be Superman. They had the headless cameo, the infamous, you know, headless cameo at the end of the Shazam movie, the first one. So, I mean, not that it's bad that it's Wonder Woman. There's not anything wrong with it. It's kind of just seems like it would make more sense for Superman, because sometimes like a mentor to Shazam. And so it would make sense to see Superman in this movie. Henry Cavill is no longer going to be Superman, unfortunately. So I don't know, maybe David Sandberg was just trying to tie in Shazam to the rest of the universe in this movie, because in the first one, you don't see other characters from the DC universe. There's a lot of Easter eggs and there's a lot of references, so you know that he is in that same universe, but you don't actually see them on screen, like, you know, in character. So maybe he would just wanted to do what he could, well, except for the stand-in for Henry Cavill. But we don't really, you know, maybe he wanted to bring in other Justice League characters to include him in that. So I can understand, but, you know, maybe that's who they got to have was Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. Maybe he's like, I don't want to use another stand-in. I don't want to have another faceless cameo. When Henry Cavill was able to come back for a moment, I don't know if there was any kind of discussions about him maybe doing a credit scene or having some kind of appearance in the movie, you know, like shooting something really quickly like they did for Black Adam. I don't know if those kind of discussions happened. I guess it's possible, because they did film a cameo or a credit scene cameo for the end of The Flash, which we know is probably not going to be in the movie anymore. So, you know, it's not impossible, or that they might have had the same type of discussions for Shazam, because at that time they probably would have still had time to do something like that. It was back in the fall, so, you know, I don't know, but I do think it is pretty surprising that they chose to have this full-on, just completely letting everyone know that she is in the movie. I don't know if it's desperation. I don't know if they're worried that people are not going to go see the movie. The predictions for opening weekend right now are very low, especially compared to the other movies in the DC universe that we've had in the past. So even in China, they started doing pre-sale earlier than they usually do, and it was very low. People will still buy tickets, of course. You know, doesn't mean everyone doesn't just buy their tickets the first day. People will still buy tickets and still go see the movie opening weekend, but the projections are low at this time. So maybe they're a little worried, and maybe they're like, we need to show something to get people more interested to go see the movie. But like I said, I think they could have just gotten away with having at least a tease, and that still piques people's interest. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching, and check out the links in the description, any videos you might have missed recently, and we'll see you next time.